Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Today we're doing a video on a specific topic, and this is going to be one of the challenge cards, and it's going to be dealing with the mercenaries. Now, one thing I want to point out before we get too deep into this real quick here is under the clear mercenary strongholds heading, it only counts as a cleared stronghold if you drill the safe. Even though the comes over the little radio and the person says, "Oh, stronghold cleared," it doesn't count unless you drill the safe. I don't know if you have to take something out of the safe. I usually do and then just chuck it on the ground if I don't need it. But you have to drill the safe in order for it to count as a cleared stronghold. So that's just a heads up. But what we really want to focus on is this one here, which is going down, calling card, for kill 500 specialist mercenaries. And what exactly is a specialist mercenary? There are multiple different kinds, and you encounter most of them in pretty much every situation you get into. But why is it not counting some, and which ones are actually the specialists, and what's the best way to get this calling card done? So, in order to figure that out, we're going to do a little science experiment. We are going to go in, search out a mercenary of a specific type, kill him, and then exfil with only that mercenary kill in order to see if it actually counted and if we got progression towards that calling card. So, in the name of science, here we go. So the first one we come across is your typical grunt found everywhere. And we're going to sight one. Killed him. And now we are out of here. Successful exfil. We look at the tally sheet here at the end. 13 zombies, but only one mercenary. And we are still at 365, which is what we started with. So, as expected, a grunt does not count. So we went in again, found another mercenary camp, and we located this guy, the sergeant. He's down. Luckily this time we were very close to an exfil, so we headed that way, got out, and on the tally sheet here you'll see again one mercenary kill, which was the sergeant. And we have gone up one, so a sergeant is considered a specialist mercenary. So hooray, our first one. So now we're coming into another camp, and we see the sniper. Take him out. Exfil. And on our tally sheet with just the single mercenary, we did not change. So we are still at 366. So a sniper is not considered a specialist. So for this next one, we found another mercenary camp, and this one just happens to be in the orange. This isn't required, but things do get a little tougher when you head into the Tier 2 zone, or the Tier 3 zone, obviously. I was kind of hoping there wasn't anybody up here on this roof, but I was wrong. There was a bunch. So we dealt with them. And now we're going to take a look down and see what we can see. And we find a soldier. So we take him out. And we are out of here. Only mercenary we killed. Still at 366, so a soldier is not considered a specialist mercenary. Now sometimes you get specific guys that'll show up at certain camps, like this one, the guy with the RPG who is an anti-tank. And we take him down. We exfil with just a single mercenary kill. And hooray, 367, so an anti-tank is considered a specialist. So I was doing a contract, and I just happened to run into these guys, and unfortunately hit one with my truck. But I was pretty sure that he was a recon mercenary. So I finished the contract, and then we went back to see if the other guys that were there were still around. And luckily they were. So we zoom in here. We see they're both the same, and both are recons. Whiffed that one and that one. Okay, one And there we go. So we killed those two, who I suspect were the same as the one we hit with the truck. In this case, we have 3 mercenary kills. And when we look at the tally, we are still at 367, so recons are not considered specialist mercenaries. So we're going to pull a contract here real quick because I need to get some money. And we're going to do this stash, this raid weapon stash, which is pretty quick and easy. And we're going to head to this buy station, which conveniently is right next to a mercenary stronghold. So that's what I wanted the money for, because my next target is the most hated individual in the entire game, the riot shielder. We all know that when you do a mercenary stronghold, there's one that pops out. Now, unfortunately, I had some friends here, and they were kind of drawing some heat, especially a couple of zombies here coming from tier 2. So I thought, I'll help them clear this out. They can go on, do their thing. I'll go ahead and I'll do mine. So we got in, and he's hopping in his car, which is great. Okay, so they're going to be heading out. I still haven't unlocked or opened it yet. Look around. I don't know what that guy's doing up there. But I'm just here to get that riot shielder. So you know what? We'll plate up, and we'll open the door. Now, I didn't notice that he came running over. That's a soldier. We don't care about him. But, yeah, so he's going to help me clear this, which I'm hoping I can just get that shot on the riot shielder that I need. And the rest of it they can have. So we're going to kind of pop in here, and there he is. We got a thermite ready, and we stuck the zombie. So that's great. Now, I hadn't hit a ammo supply, so I didn't have another. So we ended to go in and kill him. So here we hit a recon, which we know doesn't count. That's 1. We're going to come inside, and we catch this guy who's a soldier. He doesn't count. This is a grunt. There's 3. And looks like the downstairs. Oh, another recon, so we'll kill him. That's 4 mercenaries, but none of them are going to count. The rest of the guys are upstairs, so let's take a peek. That's amazing. Amazing. We're getting out of there for a second. I thought about throwing the grenade back, but then I don't know who I'm going to kill. So we're going to take this a little easier. See if we can clean that mess. They left. He's trying to kill me. That's a soldier. So we got him. Now we're up to 5. And we got a little bit of money that we've grabbed, so we're going to get some more plates. Come at this again. Hopefully the other players didn't kill him yet. So let's go see. We'll plate up, and we'll head in. And luckily, there he is with no shield. So there's the scum. He's dead. And we're going to head out. Now that was a total of 6 mercenaries, because we decided to do it the hard way because we stuck the zombie. But we know that 5 of them didn't count. The last remaining one was the riot shielder. And once we hop out, 368. So yes, the shield soldier or the riot shielder, that scumbag is considered a specialist. So moving on. I'm going to pull this contract, which is the ether extractors. And I'm specifically looking for anybody that I haven't engaged yet. And the rockets are coming down there. Clear out some of these guys. Trying to do something here. Science is difficult, It's not always the easiest thing to do. Alright, so let's take a look and see what we can see once we get up to these rockets. Oh, there's a guy dropping in. I think that was a recon guy, but I'm not sure. So here we have a grunt with a grunt behind him, so we'll take them out. And we got more guys moving. There's a soldier. We know he doesn't count. There's 3. There's who I'm looking for. And that is a shock troop. So 1 and 2. So 4 mercenaries killed in total. 2 grunts, a soldier, and the shock troop. So we will head out. I'm going to get yelled at for canceling the contract. These are the things I do for people, Just want to put that out there. But we look at the tally sheet, 4 mercenary kills. And now we're at 369, so he counts as well. So the shock troop is also a specialist mercenary. So here we're going to do something that's a little odd. And I wondered about this, so we have come over here by the water. Get rid of these zombies. We're looking for the guy up there who's known as the Rook, part of that vault mission. There he is, and there he goes. So now we're going to leave because he is a mercenary, and I wonder if he's considered a specialist. One mercenary kill, the one we saw. And we're at 370. So yes, the Rook is considered a specialist mercenary. So now we're going to ambush our next one of those three, which is this guy that rolls around in the truck. That is the Knight. We get a couple shots here. Broke his armor. Missed. And there. So we're going to head to Exfil, which is over here. There is a guy already pulling it in, so that's nice. Now I jumped on this one. And just as we're getting ready to get clear, he goes down. So I jump off. Of course I do. So we're going to sit here. We're going to clear up some of this mess. Which it is a little bit messy. But we do get it done, and we get our little friend here revived. And he is very happy about it. Yay! You're welcome, little guy. I'm checking my rucksack there to see if I have anything for him. And then in the process of getting ready to dump it, I get jumped from behind and I get downed. So I was like, well, alright, that's alright. It's time to return the favor. And then I realize I'm right here in the midst of everything. So that's not good to ask him to do that. So I start to self-revive, but then I'm like, no, he'll come get me. So I'm just going to head away from the mass and get a little bit of distance so he can come save me like I saved him. But I don't see him. And I realize I'm not pleading for help, but he should have seen me laying on the ground, and there he goes. So awesome, buddy. You know, no good deed goes unpunished. So I'm going to go do a quick contract before I leave just to get that self-revive back, and then we'll end up heading out. Yep. Take it, lady. So, successful exfil. Through all that mess, we did still only get the one mercenary kill, which was the Knight, but the counter did not go up. So the Knight apparently is not considered a specialist, which I find weird.
Thanks.
So we're going to try the Bishop. He's the third and final one of this little trio. He lives here in this tunnel. And there he is with somebody behind him. Okay, cool grunt. Well, he's got the moves, doesn't he? Look at that. Yep, missed. Oh, that box ain't going to save you.
On the other side.
Yep. So the Bishop is dead. We ended up doing a contract just to get some self-revive back. And here I accidentally run over a mercenary. But I could see that he was a grunt. So this tally sheet's going to show two. One was the Bishop, the other was the grunt. And this went to 371, so the Bishop did count. The Rook and Bishop count, but the Knight doesn't. Which I think is kind of odd. But maybe I didn't kill him. I'm not sure. We may have to revisit that. So this is a future run. This is Future Rabbit here. And I managed to sit here and catch this guy, and we're going to finish this off. So there's 2 critical kills. There's a third. Still have the driver. And there's the driver. Now the guys inside the truck are all grunts, all 4 of them.
Say I got him.
But here we see the Knight getting out.
I didn't.
He is obviously alive. And now he is
Now I
dead.
did.
Here's his gun. There's the little transmission pad. And after this, I did not get credit for a kill. So no, the Knight, for some reason, does not count. So now we're going to go back in, and we are going to do a Stronghold solo, start to finish. And we want to see how many specialists are going to be in a single Stronghold. This is a decent-sized one, 2-story. Here we got a shock troop. And we already took the riot shielder out. And this is just a regular soldier. That's a soldier. And there's a guy who really overestimates the defensive power of stucco. And we'll go in and take him out. That was just a grunt. So, the Stronghold is now empty. So we're going to head up and we're going to drill the safe. They're coming down the stairs. And we got an elite. And we got a recon, and there's another elite. There's another one, and that was a shock troop. So we should have gotten 3 out of that single stronghold by drilling the safe. And yes, when the safe opens up, I am going to run over and just grab something. Maybe somebody, maybe they'll need a 3-plate, whatever. So we did exfil, and we did find somebody that needed that 3-plate, so hooray. But total number of mercenaries killed was 20 for a single stronghold, including the 4 that come in after the safe. And we have gone up to 374, so we did get 3 in that stronghold. It was a tier 1 stronghold. I did do it by myself. So each stronghold is going to get you 3 specialist mercenary kills. And I should also point out that I had bought from the buy station this key card, just so that the tally was exactly what was inside of a stronghold. If you do this naturally, you're going to end up having to do a mercenary camp beforehand in order to get the key card to get in, which will also give you a specialist kill, the sergeant or the anti-tank, depending on who's there. So effectively going in by yourself and doing the mercenary camp stronghold combo should get you 3 at least. Most likely, if you drill the safe, it's going to end up getting you 4 specialist kills in that run. So, that's not too bad. It doesn't take too long, and it's not all that hard. So for this portion, we are going to pull another contract. We are doing the ether extractors. This is in the tier 1, 3 rockets. And my goal here is just to complete the contract and get all the kills, and then see at the end how many did I kill and how many of them were specialists. So this gets a little fun. Moving forward. Don't know why he didn't die, but okay. Now I'm getting lit up. They're trying to kill me, guys. They are trying to kill me. I don't even know who's shooting. Oh, I see a leg. The benefit of thermals. Now I can't get the shot again, so you know what? We'll move on. Ooh. That was obviously a grunt. We'll move forward. That's another grunt. Alright, so we're going to try to get this first rocket out of here. If we can figure out where the panel is. And first, oh, grenade, look out. First one's down. There we go. So we'll move on. But what I'm noticing is it's a lot of grunts and a lot of elites and some soldiers. There doesn't seem to be very many high-powered guys here. And again, this is a tier 1 level contract, so in tier 2, it might be a little bit stronger. But we get to this final rocket here with time going out. I finally found the panel. And then that guy lit me up. So we'll do our self-revive. And try to get some cover, which there isn't much. He's hiding. Let me see if I can get this rocket before it goes. And that would be a no. So contract failed. But everyone who was gonna spawn did. We get this soldier. We get this shock troop, which is the first one I've seen, so great. At least there's somebody in here. Now I'm getting torn up. These stupid zombies. In a zombie game. Plates. I'm still getting shot at. I don't know from where. Okay, it's over here. Look at this little head glitch. You know what? Fine, dude. You want to play around? I got something. And we shot over his head. But not that time. Okay, so let's move forward. There's still somebody alive. Where is this guy? Okay. I hear him talk. Okay. Whoa, he sees me. Alright. What? Is he in the truck? Oh, what kind of... Look at this Autobot bullshit here. Alright, he's dead. And zombie's dead too. But that was everybody. A little glitchy. Imagine that. But we head out with 22 mercenary kills, which is great. And one specialist who was the guy at the very end. So we did that entire contract. Yes, we did fail it, but we did get everyone that we needed to. But only one of them counted. So that just doesn't seem like a good ratio. And again, like I said, if you go to tier 2, then yeah, they may be a little stronger and maybe pop in an extra specialist or so. I'm not sure. But if you're going to be doing it by yourself, tier 2 might be a little hectic, especially that mission, which gives you the 5 rockets instead of the 3. So you'd be sharing it with a friend, and your friend could potentially get all those specialist kills. And a good example of this was later on I was playing, an opportunity just came in the orange to do another stronghold with a friend. And here we have 2 shock troops standing side by side at the top. The riot shielder was downstairs. I did not kill him. So there was actually 3 so far, but I only engaged 2, and then this guy came in from the helicopter. So there's a total of 4 there, but I only got 3. And here we're going to end up pushing up and do the fortress up here with Legacy's Fortress. This was one of my buddy's active mission here. So we're coming in here, and one thing I noticed is there are a lot of specialists here. There's the anti-tank guy over there, but I did not get credit. The dog got him. There's another anti-tank guy on the other side. And we saw a lot of shock troops and several anti-tank guys. And when the helicopters come in, bringing in the reinforcements, when they were dropping shock troops. Here's an anti-tank. That was just a regular elite getting lit up from the side, and this happens to be a shock troop. So that's nice. And this helicopter comes in, and like I was saying before, you'll see there's several elites that come out, and then here's a shock troop that jumps down. So outside they are populating these specialist mercenaries. But we came in to do the mission, not to kill mercenaries, so I could have done more if we'd have farmed that a little bit. But we go inside the fortress, and there's obviously some elites here, but there is a shield guy. You can't throw a grenade because they got the trophy system. And then here's Legacy himself, and he kills me. But that's okay. We have our self-revive. And then in a complete act of disrespect, we're going to come around the side, we're going to shoot him in the butt, and we're going to kill him. Now, I do not know whether or not Legacy counts as a special mercenary. He's a warlord, so I would think that he doesn't. Maybe he does. I don't think he does. But I got 35 mercenary kills between the Stronghold, which we bought the card for, and Legacy's Fortress. But now I'm at 383. So that was only 8. And I know 3 of them came out of the fortress. The Stronghold that we did beforehand. So yeah, if I'd have taken my time and maybe farmed that a little, let more of those reinforcement helicopters come in, I could have done better. But you think, it's a shared experience, because Legacy's Fortress is kind of difficult, especially to do yourself. So, it's a lot of work and a lot of time, not a lot of reward, in my opinion. So here, I was driving along, and I caught a mercenary convoy. Now, they were red when I was going underneath, which means they had not been engaged. If you see them gray, that means they've either shot at someone or someone shot at them. So these guys were red, meaning they were still cruising. So I know all of them are there, and we're going to go ahead and get to work. He's got an elite. There's a sergeant, so we know he counts. And we move up. Now this gets a little hairy because they did end up driving into the orange, so I'm taking some damage. Didn't know they were just around the corner, and these 2 elites lit me up. So there goes my self-revive. But it's okay. Now the worst part about this is after I played up, I do re-engage, and they were close to being dead. And I got all the way back here before it actually gave me the activity complete, convoy cleared. So an entire mercenary convoy all by myself gave me 14 kills. And then when we check the calling card, we only went up one. So it was that initial sergeant. So a mercenary convoy only has one, much like the mercenary camps. So the last thing I wanted to do was this. The defend the ground station, which I think is one of the harder contracts to do because mercenaries don't play and they come at you from multiple sides in multiple groups, and it's hard to defend that little station from all of them. So I noticed there was an anti-tank guy. Everything else has been elites. Here we got a shock troop that came down, but I ended up failing the contract because they were over there tearing it up. I'm going to kill them and them. When we get over here, we're just finishing up the group, the guys that had spawned. And I noticed that we still have this riot shielder here. So we are going to take him out. And I know that 3 of them were. And in a failed contract, there was a total of 17. So I'm hoping for 3, and that's exactly what I got, 3. And that's actually pretty good for a failed contract. I only made it through the first wave and part of the second. So if I'd have been a little more successful, I could have seen a whole lot more. But we're going to put up here on the screen a list of what is considered a specialist and what isn't. Again, the specialists are the sergeants, the anti-tank, the shock troop, a riot shielder, the rook, and the bishop. The ones that aren't are the grunt, the soldier, the elite, the sniper, the recon, and for some reason the knight. I'm not sure why. But if you look at that, you'll see that in the basic activities like doing the convoys, doing the mercenary camps, you're only going to get one. It's going to be a sergeant. Maybe it'll be a like an anti-tank. And when you do some of these contracts, there's only 1 or 2 that are actually considered specialists. And if you're doing this and you're seeing that this needle's just not moving, like, come on. My advice to you is to not focus on doing the actual calling card for the mercenary specialists. You want to do the other ones. You want to do the mercenary convoys. You need to get 30 of those. You're going to get 30 kills. For the mercenary camps, you need 50. You'll get 50 there. When you finish off the 10 required for the warlord, you're going to get a very good number depending on who's with you, how many people are there. So you want to complete everything else, and then once you've finished everything except the specialist, if it's still not done, then you know where you need to go. My advice would be to do the ground station contract, or to do the strongholds, or to farm legacy. Because the other methods are only going to give you 1 or 2, and you're going to spend a large amount of time trying to get it. And it's just not worth it, just not a good return. So I hope that helps. I hope that answers questions on what mercenaries are considered specialists and which aren't. So anyway, we are going to go off and find out if we can get into some more trouble. If you enjoyed the content, please give me a like and a subscribe if you'd like to see more. And I hope to see you out there. Take care, everyone.